And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ring Weekly vlog. We're not going to call it a blog anymore, we're going to call it a vlog, because it's a video blog, it's a vlog. I'm Burf, obviously here with Jack Morris, and we've got a special guest on later that I'll introduce you to, and we're quite excited about. But before we go onto that, we're going to talk about the weekend, and obviously the weekend was all about an old bloke and a new bloke. The new bloke on the scene, the Russian Kovalev, the old bloke, you'd like to think perhaps off the scene, but I doubt it very much, Bernard Hopkins. Jack, you saw the fight, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a masterclass by Kovalev. Hopkins was never in the fight, was he really? Again, a great legend, kind of sort of just been obliterated for 12 rounds. It weren't, you know, I thought it was quite brutal, and a word has it he's going to carry on as well.
Yeah, it was an interesting one for me. I mean, I wouldn't say it was brutal as such. I've seen fights that I thought were a lot worse than that. But I did think that ultimately he just didn't have the physical wherewithal to do anything with the kid, which is what I thought was going to happen.
For any 49-year-old man, that was quite brutal.
Well, you say that, but, you know, at the end of the day, he did go 12 rounds. But on average, I think on 2 scores, it's 120, 107. So 2 scores, he got less than 9 points a round. But to me, I don't really think a fight happened. For me, he spent 12 rounds doing absolutely nothing but defending himself. And I said last week I thought he'd get knocked out, and I think if he'd have had a fight with the other kid, he would have got knocked out. I think he did very well to not to get knocked out, spending all that time simply defending himself.
Yeah, I think Kovalev, he's obviously a lot better than what I thought.
He's more than a punch. There's more than a punch there, isn't there? A lot more.
But yeah, Hopkins didn't disgrace himself by any means. I mean,
oh no, brave as a lion.
It's just a case of you got to look the young guy, the old guy. You know, both very good. But as I say, it's Kovalev's time now.
Well, you say it's Kovalev's time. I'm not totally convinced. I know he did very well the other day. He did exactly what I thought he would do, i.e. win the fight. He didn't stop him, but then again, Hopkins didn't have the fight with him that would have given him the opportunity. Hopkins had the sort of fight, which will get him to the end of the fight, which is fair enough. And I did say that he might try and find a way out the fight, which he didn't do. He was brave as a lion. But there was one point in that fight where I began to think to myself, I don't think this kid has got the beating of Stevenson, the other champion. And what it was about round 10, and he'd been battering Hopkins for the 10 rounds, and Hopkins fell into one of the ropes, and he like went like that and had a big breather. And I thought, that's a very strange thing for a professional boxer at this level to do, to literally show how tired you are. And it made me think, I wonder if someone was putting it on him, I wonder how good he'd be then, because we've only ever seen Kovalev when he's given it out. I'd be very interested to see if Stevenson could find the kind of angles and get to him with hard shots, see what kind of backbone the kid's got.
Yeah, I think that was the first time that he's been past 10 rounds, I think. So it's, you know, psychologically, I think he must have been battling some demons there.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but sure, the best fighters in the world, they don't, that's the thing, they're poker players, they don't show you it. And he did, it was so obvious how tired
I just said he's never been past that distance.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. You're saying he hasn't got the experience not to do that. Exactly. But the point I'm saying is that finding out that you haven't got the experience not to do that isn't in a unification fight for the world light heavyweight title.
You can't help it. If you've been knocking everyone out, you can't exactly help that, though, can you?
Well, I think it's just an interesting thing to me. It's a bit of a psychological hole. That's what I'm trying to say. And I do fancy Stevenson could do really well against him.
Oh, it's a great fight. Whatever, you know.
Well, it's a fight that's going to happen, surely.
Yeah, it's got to. They're the top 2. So, you know, if they avoid each other, there's real problems. Yeah.
Interesting interview afterwards as well, when Bernard Hopkins, who gave an incredibly gracious interview afterwards, turned around and said, look, the Cold War's over between Golden Boy and HBO. The reason I'm here is to show you that we're prepared, as one of the guys who's in charge of the company, to give people what they really want, which are real fights with 2 top fighters fighting each other, which I know you start harking on about the past a lot, but in the old days when you had like Leonard and Hearns and people like that, you did see that a lot more. So you had 2 titles, but WBC, WBA before the IBF came along, it's a natural semi-final, bang, there you go. Or a natural final, sorry, you got both top-end guys. And obviously the big issue you've got with boxing nowadays is so many different titles that, you know, your general public, who's winning what? You've got super champions, diamond champions, you've got different sanctioning bodies, loads of these weights, that weights. It does take a little bit of the charm away from it, which is where I think UFC has done very well. You turn around and say, oh, this is it, this is the title, he's fighting for it, that's the end of it. So if you're a casual fan, you're going to get more involved in that because you can relate to what they're telling you.
Yeah, I think, you know, all levels of the sport. You could, even from area titles to British titles, fights need to be made. Guys with similar records need to fight. It's not just at world level, it's at all levels.
Yeah, well, I've said that for ages. There's too many journeymen, even in the British scene, too many journeyman fights. No one's interested in seeing it. 5, 7, 8 fights down the road, the guy's still fighting a journeyman. You're trying to bang out 100 tickets. It's a nightmare. Who's going to want to watch that?
No, exactly.
You know, and I think the promoters have got a responsibility to give that to the punter, as opposed to letting their fighters bang on fight after fight after fight, fighting no one because they're securing a little bit of dough from every time they do. Doesn't bring the fighter's career on, does nothing for boxing. And I'm glad, if Bernard Hopkins is what he says is true, that they're going to put real fighters together, because no one wants to see silly matches anymore. These kids get paid a lot of dough, you want to see the real thing. Yeah. Just a quick note before we go to a nutrition tip. Bernard Hopkins, let's be honest, he's not going to give it up, is he? What does he do now?
Well, he's saying he wants another fight where he's the underdog. I don't know who's...
Well, Stevenson would be kind of a natural fight to take, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, because he could turn around and say, right, I'll go in with Stevenson, we'll find out how good he is, and if he beats Stevenson, look at that, go, yeah, take that all day, because that's going to build the Kovalev fight even bigger.
If he wants to use himself as a measuring stick for the two lads, that's up to him.
Do you think he'd go down a weight? Do you think he'd go down to super middleweight, have a little bit of cold frotch, or what do you think?
Possibly. I just don't think he's got anything to prove. He's got nothing to gain, and he's got his health to lose. You know, I know you say fighters are fighters. It's just like he's done everything. I know. Yeah,
obviously, the value systems that he's got with himself as a man is completely based on the fact that he's a fighter. Take that away, you know, it's a bit of a big change in your life. And 1 minute you're fighting up here, you're the alien, you've been branding yourself for years. The next minute, I think I'll knock it on the head. That's not how boxing works. They never go out that peacefully. I can't believe he will.
Close to 50 years old, he would there. You know.
You'd like to think so, but obviously he's a man of incredible determination. He's got to where he is because he's determined, because he's resolute. You can't turn that off in a day, can you? I personally wouldn't mind seeing him. I think him fighting Cole Frotch would be a great fight if he came down to super middle. I'd love to see that fight.
I think it'd be a boring fight, to be honest.
I don't know. I'd love to see that. Frotchy involved in a fight of that nature. But could he lose the weight? And that's where we're going to come on to our next piece here, because weight-making issues are always a problem. So let's get a nutrition tip from Fat Nige.
Hello, I'm Fat Nige. I'm going to talk to you about hidden calories and empty calories. Calories that we miss in our normal daily intake of our food. More and more, we find that our eating habits have been driven by our lifestyle. It's become quite normal for us to eat our lunch, our breakfast, on the go, while we're still at work, while we're doing something. It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient. But is it really the healthy option? Let's have a look and see, after some consideration, what is our healthy option. So take breakfast. Ever wondered how much sugar there is in your favourite cereal? Or does your muffin provide the nutrients you need to help you through the early part of the day? Often branded as the healthy option, cereals and muffins are actually full of calories. They're full of sugary calories, giving you a short-term sugar rush, but it's leaving you craving more food by the mid-morning. Why not opt for a lower sugar cereal? Something like Weetabix, sugar-free muesli, or porridge for your daily breakfast. How about swapping the breakfast muffin for a toasted English muffin with a nutritious poached egg? A little protein will help sustain your energy levels, and it will keep you feeling fuller for longer. So there we are, a couple of simple yet effective ways to change our breakfast habits. Calories controlled, the healthy option is on. No great dramas. Next week, I'm going to look at lunch. Until then, I'm Fat Nige.
Fat Nige, you've got a nutrition tip from Fat Nige.
Fantastic tip there from Fat Nige. Now, you've probably noticed that Jack Morris has been replaced, and I'm very happy to welcome to the ring today Mr. Jamie Hearn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in. Now, Jamie, you're obviously back into the boxing scene now. You've done your mixed martial arts stuff, did very well with that. You've returned to the boxing. Why have you come back? What is it you're looking for?
I'm just looking for... I like to entertain people. I don't like boxing. Don't enjoy boxing. But I like to hurt people. And with boxing, I can hurt people without getting in trouble. So, you know, I've made no secret of it before. I enjoy seeing, I enjoy hearing people wince. It turns me on.
You are a very intimidating character in that respect. I've seen how hard you can punch. You know, you knocked out Oliver Emu. I mean, he's a heavyweight, big lad. You just wiped him out in a round. That punch, do you put it down to the conditioning that you've got from MMA fighting, or do you put it down to boxing training? Is it naturally genetic or a combination of all three?
I have to. I do take a lot from my MMA training that I put into my boxing with the conditioning, because I think boxing's very old-fashioned in the way that they train people.
Sure.
You do your 12 rounds boxing, you do your bit of skipping, then you go to the fight. You know, things have moved on since then, so I do take a lot from that. But when I hit someone, I want to hurt them. Listen, believe me, if I knew if I could stop a man in his tracks, and the fight just be over, or I'm one shot away from like seriously hurting him, putting him in a wheelchair, whatever, I'm not going to take that one shot. I'm going to take another two.
And to you, that's the mindset when you go into a fight.
That's the only reason I go into a fight.
Yeah, you're going to war. It's as simple as that.
100%.
It's a very dangerous environment. I can understand why you take it into the ring. But let me ask you a question. You've come back to the boxing, yeah? There's a few lads out there, I'm sure you've got your eye on, who may not be as receptive to a fight with you as they possibly should have been, could have been. Give me a roll call of who you're looking at, why you're looking at them, and where it takes you from here.
Well, my first target is, as I've made no secret of it, even before I come back, I want to fight top 10 opponents. So I'm looking at top 10, and I see the beaded haired, stubbled Spanish stallion that is Wadi
Camacho. Can I stop you there, Jamie? Because you've just said a couple of bits there. What is it?
Actually, I've got a song about Wadi. All I want you to do is say, Wadi, 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 what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Hearn comes for you? You got that?
I'll do that, yeah.
You sure you got that?
Oh, Wadi, 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 what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Hearn comes for you?
That's it.
All right, let's do this.
Right, we're gonna freestyle this one. I don't know how this is gonna go.
I'll try my
best. Got a bit of a bad throat today.
All right.
Oh, Wadi, my little Wadi poo, I wanna cuddle you.
Wadi, 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 what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Hearn come for you?
We'll leave it there.
All right. Why is it that this kid has got under your skin so much? I'm trying.
Do you know what it is?
Because he obviously has. You really want this, don't you?
The kid, you know, he has so much of that with other people, and I'm thinking, do you know, get me and him on it, and it would be a good fight. It'd be a good fight to make anyway. And what with his banter and my banter, it sell well. The kid, I think, he's either lost his balls, his arse, or his tongue, one or the other. Listen, this is how it's going to go. Wadi's going to come out. He's going to throw his little shitty southpaw jab, like that. And then BAM! And it's in with the right hand. It's going to look like something Al Qaeda sent over.
Okay. And what sort of responses have you had from the Wadi Camacho team vis-a-vis answering?
He called me up. He asked my friend for my phone number.
Okay.
And he called me up and he went, Jamie, please leave me alone.
So that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, he ain't going to fight me.
He's not going to fight you. Who else is out there you think will take the fight?
I believe we're 90% sure that Craig Kennedy's took the fight.
Okay, and when's that going to happen?
It was going to be December.
Okay.
But it's not, things have happened, and so...
Who's promoting that?
Chris Saniga.
Okay. So is that in London that's going to happen? No, he's Bristol, isn't he?
Might be Bristol or Wales, maybe.
Okay. And how's that going to affect your tickets? Is that going to be an issue for you?
No, I'm a good ticket seller. Right. They should come. But it's hard to sell tickets to a fight. You know, I haven't gone in MMA, win or lose, and now boxing. I haven't gone past the first round in 8 years. Yeah. So it's getting harder to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Because that's why I've offered to train the fighters before they fight me. To make.
I've actually seen this.
I'm offering to give them free training.
Free training, but not in love making.
No, definitely not love.
They don't deserve that.
I'm a great love maker. I can't give any of them secrets away.
Well, no, I can imagine. But I say I can imagine. I don't want to.
Talking about love making, where's the Bombshell, yeah.
The Eastern Bloc
I
Bimbo.
thought she was going to be,
Well, I'll have a chat with her, see if she wants to come down, because I think you actually might be right up her street, funny
I'll be
enough.
right up her, son. Don't worry about that.
Well, yeah, if you're out there, we'll talk later. But moving forward then, you know, I look at you and I think to myself, I can't believe you haven't been picked up by a promoter, because you're so exciting, you definitely deliver, and you do what it says on the tin. You don't make any bones about it.
I don't call people out for the fun of it. I want to fight people. I've even, you know, I fought on heavyweight. I've even called out other heavyweight fighters, and they're just not interested. Not interested.
But your future's going to be at cruiserweight anyway, isn't it? Yeah, so you make 14-4 easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the way you go. So hopefully this Chris Sanagar fight comes off. You win that fight. What's next?
Some love making with you. Don't tease me.
What a lovely idea.
Sound like the sound of that? No, I believe you've got a few things maybe coming up.
Well, I think we'd be very interested in getting you on a show that we're running in February. But I think on top of that, though, I mean, you know, all joking aside, what you've done today, and I know you've called out Wadi and you're saying that he's this or that, but the truth of the matter is that as a boxing fan, I like to see fighters fight, and it's a nice thing to have someone like you turn up and actually call people up with the idea that you definitely feel I'm going to do it. Because there are too many fights that don't happen. And I think
there's a lot of fighters. We've watched loads of videos where fighters called other fighters out, and then maybe the other one said, "All right, we're fighting," and the fight don't happen.
It's all gone pear-shaped. That's right. Yeah.
I'm willing to put. I'll pay you out of my own money. If you beat me, you can have my money that I get for the fight, and I'll also give you another $2,000 on top.
Well, that's professional boxing. You can't ask for more than that when a lad's going to give you his dough and $2,000 on top. If Wadi does want to come back and take that fight, where does he tell you about it? Because he's been promoted. Who's he been promoted by at the moment?
Well, I don't know if he's still with Hearn or not.
Okay, so he was on Matchroom.
He was on Sanagar's show, wasn't he?
Okay.
The other week when
he
accidentally bit someone.
Well, I'll talk about that. Okay, well, listen, I think we'll wrap it up there, Jamie. Thanks for the song. Thanks for coming on. And I think I speak for a lot of boxing fans when I say thanks for going out there, putting yourself out there, being on social media and making something a lot of fun. Because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is you do go out there, you do go for it. And I think me as a fan, I want to see that. And I hope you get the fights you want, because you deserve to get.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Jamie.
Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm from the Eastern Bloc. This week's competition winner will get a choice of the ring poster t-shirt. We come with a print of the original poster. It's got official ring logo on the back. It looks great on, but you're naughty man. It looks even better off. See you next week!
Okay, well that was fantastic to speak with Jamie Hearn there. And if you want to contact Jamie, you can do it on Twitter at Jamie1Bull. At Jamie1Bull. And the ball is spelled B-A-L-L as opposed to Raging Bull. What do you think about that then? Jamie Hearn, exciting kid?
Yeah, very exciting. I think just got to get him a fight and see how it rolls.
Who would you have him coming on to a fight in February? Any names spring to mind?
You know, if he can't get the big fights, he's going to...
Because it does look like he's being a bit avoided here.
Yeah, of course.
And obviously they're going to turn around and say, oh, he's not at this and he's not that. And the truth is, he's just being avoided.
Yeah, you got the Southern Area champion, Lawrence Burnett.
Yeah.
Again, he hasn't boxed for a while. I don't know why, but he's holding on to a title that I would have thought
That's Keith Mayo's his manager. I might drop him a line, see what's going on there.
There's another cruiserweight who claims that he'll fight anyone.
That's the kind of kids we like. What's his?
Courtney Richards. I think he's from down sort of Somerset way.
Okay, so if anyone knows Courtney Richards and he fancies having a bit of a move around with Jamie, on a show at a York Hall in February, you can contact me through Facebook. That's Mark Burford, his manager as well. So you think that'd be a really good fight as well?
I think them two, you know, as I say, if he can't get into the big guys, he's got to put them in a position where they can't refuse.
They can't refuse, exactly. Yeah.
You know, and as I say, Southern Area, I think at cruiserweight, I think he's rated within the top 10, so he should be in line for a Southern Area pretty much straight off. So.
February, York Hall, looking like an interesting show. Obviously, we're in talks with people to get you a fight on that show as well, Jack.
Yeah.
And you're heading down to light heavyweight, and you've got a fight coming up for a Masters title.
Yeah, it's a form of a Masters title. It's basically, to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the Masters title whatsoever. It's just making sure I can hit the weight on a day before weigh-in.
That's going to make it easier to get them to endorse it. Thanks for that. But no, I mean, like, I mean, you and I both agree that we love like the southern area,
yeah, of course,
English,
yeah.
British. I mean, because that's historically that's where boxing's really at,
Exactly.
isn't it?
And as
But they do serve a purpose, the Masters, because you can, like, for instance, do weigh in the day before, so you can test how your weight's
well,
going.
that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, exactly. So we look forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to have a show here on the 18th of December. It's called The Nightmare Before Christmas. So if you'd like to find out about coming and watch Jack Box, we've also got Robin Dupree, and a comeback in Wayne Arab Alwan actually might be on the show as well. Very excited to have Wayne. You can email us at info@cityboxer.com. Until next week, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. It's from Jack Morris and myself, Burf, and our cameraman, Matt. Till next week.